We have, as humans, the tendency to try to heal because we don't want to suffer. But actually, an illness is like a like a notification of the body saying, hey, there's something that you haven't really paid attention to, so I think you have to. So an illness is not when someone is bad. The illness is actually the beginning of the healing process. So usually we confuse that by saying that we have to heal the illness. And actually the illness is there to say I'm trying to heal this conflict that I don't know where it comes from. So in the spirituality, what we have to do is to try to think about the healing not for the illness, but use the illness as a way to guide us to the origin of the conflict, which usually is emotional and energetical. So the healing process is understanding, it's not the cure. Yeah, there are many different frequencies in the entire planet, and I think that what we have to understand about dark places or light places is that for some people, dark places can be light places. It's depending on your level of consciousness. For example, I know people that feels like in heaven in Las Vegas, no? But Las Vegas is actually one of the most dark places in the world. All that region of Nevada is a well of darkness that goes deep into the ground, grabbing all the information that is around towards a point of gravity that is very dark. And people was using it for a long time, even before the States. But it's compensated by the point of light, which is in Arizona. So it's like you need, when you have a huge high frequency of connectivity with the divine, you need to compensate that. So usually in a very, very high frequency place, like for example Tibet, you need a very low frequency, like some places in China. So it's to compensate the high frequency of a place with a lower one, so it balances the energies. Usually they are together. Sometimes I received information about the future, about things that happen. I wouldn't say that I predict the future. I might receive information on what to take care of or be careful with or these kind of things. So sometimes some things that had happened, I kind of know because I follow a pattern of every 2 years that I know kind of what I have to do. It's something that I received when I was 12 years old, that they told me what to do every 2 years. And what they told me, basically it's happening. Kids should learn emotions at school. All the rest will come up. But the first 7 years of school should be about how to handle your own energy, which is emotions. With that, you can do whatever. But learning letters when you're 7 years old doesn't make any sense. You will learn it anyway, whatever. The school of the future for me would be a place where there is no segregation by ages, and it's a place where everyone gets together to propose a conflict or a problem, and different people needs to propose solutions to that conflict. So it's all about solving something. Education used to be that. Education in the first ages, in the first schools of history, was about, we have this problem and we don't know how to solve it. Do you have any idea? And the teacher was there just to guide them, not to give them the answers, but to guide them to see maybe, there are other ways in which you can reach the same answer. But I think it will come back to that natural sharing of how to solve a problem. When a lot of people start to do activations around the planet, suddenly the weather changes. And it starts to move the magnetical field. And when that happens, the pineal gland of the brain starts to change too. So as you move the magnetical field through storms, what happens is that also the animal's pineal gland and human's pineal gland switch towards that. So it's awakening. It's an awakening process, channeling process. Everything starts to move faster. Climate change is a natural process in nature. It's not caused by humans. Humans are doing it a little bit worse, but actually it's a process that was supposed to happen in this period of time. We are still getting out of a glaciation. So it's getting warmer by nature. It's not that we are doing it, but even though we are doing it worse or faster. So what we can do with activations is to start balancing our process with the heating of the planet. So we can not reverse it, but balance it. Balance it towards what we are going together. We are beginning the age of Aquarius, and Aquarius means innovation and technology. In the 60s, when people were talking about Aquarius, they talked about this paradise of humanity, that everyone were living in communities and these kind of things. But that's much more a Pisces way of thinking on how Aquarius should be. Aquarius, if you know Aquarian people, they're all weird. So nobody knows what is going to happen, actually. You can never expect what is going to happen in Aquarius, but you can expect that they will find a way to do exactly the opposite to what you expect from them. And imagine that for 2,500 years. A civilization that will innovate every day, and you cannot adapt because you have no idea what is going to happen. The next 2,000 years will be very technological. AI will be like the common sense of humanity, and will take over as a new way of consciousness. This is nature. This is something that is going to happen. We think that we create this, but actually it's the mineral realm using us to create this. So the problem that we face is not AI, it's our consciousness, because AI learns from us. So what we do, the AI will do. And if we are still in conflict, war, racism, and all this kind of conflicts that we have today, so AI will learn from that and do the same with us. So I don't think that is a bad thing, technology in this next 2,000 years. It's actually a very good expansion for consciousness, a very good practice to integrate consciousness. Dimensions are basically to go through different dimensions, to go through different measurements of only one thing. So, for example, a human, it's only one being that has many dimensions at the same time. So now in this reality, we have 3 dimensions that we can control, let's say, which is high, wide, and depth. So that's why 3rd dimension. But we also used a 4th one, but we don't know how to control it, which is time. So the movement of this 3rd dimension is the 4th dimension. And inside of it, we have the information, which is the 5th dimension. And going beyond, you have the transformation of the three aspects, which is the sixth dimension, and so on. So actually, the dimensions are not something far away in the cosmos, are just different aspects of yourself here. And your brain, your body are used and designed to understand these three realities in order to be able to move through this world. But when you transcend this world, or the idea of this world, you start to live the fourth dimension, which is you start to remember your past lives, you start to connect with ideas of the future, and you start to live the present like never before. So you start to live the fourth dimension, and things happen very fast, and you don't understand why it's happening so perfectly. That's usually the fourth dimension. You start to feel, to sense, to listen to other beings. And then the masters come and they start to guide you and to show you the maps, which is the fifth dimension. So actually we are living constantly in all the dimensions, but just paying attention to one of them.